Good morning, everybody. We apologize for being roughly about 15 minutes late this morning. I had a misstep in interchanging my car, and I left my laptop at home. So I had to run back and get ready. But good morning, everybody. Rainy day here in Las Vegas. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Real Estate Show with Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Allbrand, and Marketing Max. What's going on today, Ruth?
We got up early and we walked in the rain. Actually, we took our umbrellas. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of weather walking, of course, all my snow videos and everything. It's been a lot of fun. But I love the weather here, and it was not cold, which was wonderful. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, this week was great because even though the weather wasn't terrific, it was at least not cold. But I've enjoyed this season. I really have. It's give us something a little different than what we've seen in the past. And instead of being just cold and chilly, we actually had snow, something to think about, and some activities to do.
Yeah, I keep my running records, and this was the longest that we had weather under 30 degrees since I've been running the past 8 years.
Oh, wow. So, do we do anything? I know in like Colorado and other states, like they do something to their pipes or whatever so it doesn't burst. I mean, I turned off my water. I don't know if, is that something people do? You're supposed to do because you're supposed to turn off your sprinkler system, I guess, when it goes under freezing level, right?
Yeah, and we had to wrap our outside pipes. Yeah, and we with having property management, of course, we send out a notice to all the tenants that they need to do the same thing because it's not fun when those water lines break.
No, it is not.
Or freeze and break.
Right, exactly right.
Speaking of Forcast, the Vegas market is really, the economists say home building slowing down, but I don't see that in Vegas. Mm-hmm. I think last year the national average was 2%. Increase. We were 7% increase, and I don't see it slowing down this year. The permits are down a little bit. I think Dennis Smith of Home Builders Inc. said the permits were down 5% in January, but January is kind of always an iffy month anyway. So I don't see that as a big negative.
Sure.
The people that are moving from and to the point that people that are home new home percentages are up is because the people from San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, Portland are moving east, and they're going to Utah, Idaho, Nevada, and Colorado.
Right.
And I was interested because in that. The Arizona wasn't mentioned, but I think it must be I think it's probably next on the list.
Probably. Yeah. Really fun. So, I mean, I heard an interesting stat this week or 2 weeks ago too, about, how even though actually medium home prices are at all-time highs now across the country. So past 2008 or 2007 highs. And, so, I mean, we're obviously not hearing the same type of noise that we heard back then about a bubble necessarily, because simply a couple of interesting statistics are out there. One, actually home ownership is actually down this now, even though prices have gone to all-time highs. Home ownership, I think, went down from 67% home ownership across the population of the United States down to now 63. So even though home prices have gone up, actually, we have less homeowners right now. And on top of that, the lending regulations are much more stringent than they were. I mean, there's a lot of fraud that was perpetuating a lot of home buying back in the 07, 08 crisis that drove up prices, inflated prices with this fuzzy math. But we're not doing that right now. So the real estate industry may be slowing down, but it's definitely not in bubble-like territory, even though we're at all-time highs right now.
Well, and one of the experts that I was listening to said that, are we seeing any signs of a construction labor shortage this year? And normally when there's natural disasters, you'll see the shortage of labor, but they don't predict that for 2019. So I guess they're talking to the weather forecasters that don't see natural disasters. Of course, then you have fires too. Those are disasters, especially in California.
Sure.
Yes, and mudslides and things like that.
Yeah, but they don't take up the hurricanes and the tornadoes really do a lot more havoc than the fires and mudslides, because usually the forest fires, it was rare. I mean, the last 2 years in California, it was very rare that we had homes come on, so many homes come on, onto fire. So, but typically, over the last decade, we haven't, usually the fires just stay in the mountains or stay in the fields and never really reach homes. But last 2 years was definitely a strange anomaly in California.
Yes, they are predicting that the single family housing startups are going to increase nationwide about 1.5%. And they are predicting also that Las Vegas will be slower this year than it was in 2018, but it will be more than the national average of 1.5. And because of, the affordability here and our population gains, and we have a strong economy, we have great job growth. So to that point, have you heard about Circa? Have you learned? Circa is a new casino that's being built downtown, and it will be, I think, as high as, is it the Grand? That's the highest right now down there. It'll be as high, I think maybe higher. But anyway, they are going to have a fantastic opening in 2020. And they're saying that their pool area is going to be the most fantastic pool area in the world. They have a huge screen on one side of the pool that will be showing events.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, right?
That is pretty cool.
And then you have the Raiders, of course, opening in 2020. And interesting, they are talking about already the Super Bowl. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yes, they're talking about having a Super Bowl in 2025, and it would bring $1 billion to our city, just the Super Bowl event.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Great. That would be incredible. Maybe I'll get to attend. I can check that off my bucket list. Attend the Super Bowl, not have to travel anywhere, pay, the $3,000 per ticket without having to fly anywhere. I heard, I don't know if everybody is watching knows that Ruth made her radio debut last week with Aaron Taylor on his real estate show. And I heard you guys were maybe having dinner with Oscar Goodman and the mayor Goodman.
Is that in the future?
That's in the future. Okay. I'd love to be able to find out, because Oscar has been a pivotal proponent of building out downtown, right? Redeveloping downtown. And I'd like to see where that sits on the agenda still, because, I thought they were trying to rebuild an arts district downtown to kind of mimic what they did in LA, to kind of revitalize it, attract a younger crowd, a hipper, and just, bring people back to downtown. Have you heard anything about that, or has that?
No, but I'll do some research and see. I may do a blog about that. That's a good subject. Hi, Michelle from Florida. Michelle's with us.
Yeah.
Michelle was one of our guests not too long ago.
That's
after the Agent 2021 event. She came on, and hopefully she's having better weather in Florida than we're having right now. It's raining outside. Getting back to the Las Vegas housing market, in 2018, at the end, the stats show that it was the fastest rising prices. And then 2019 started with the sharp drop in sales. So, there was like a rush in 2018, and then January kind of flopped. But I think that, this month, I don't have the stats yet, but it's for February actually. But I know that sales picked up. But I think we talked last week about 1,000 real estate agents didn't get paid in January. That's not good. But the home prices were up, almost 12% or 11.5% in December, and that's more than double the national average of 4.7.
Right.
Yes, and the home prices rose in every zip code in the Valley in 2018, which I thought that was a pretty interesting stat.
That is a pretty interesting stat.
That's the second year in a row. So I missed that stat in 2017. Wow. And the top three zip codes for price growth were 89119, and 89146 and 89030. So those were the top 3 zip codes for price growth.
All right, I'm trying to look at the zip code map.
Yeah,
in my head here. I think 89146 is either
Summerlin,
like either Summerlin area or actually more south, like the Highlands Ranch, Blue Diamond area, potentially. Yeah, I could be wrong. Anyways, if everybody's watching, you can bring up the zip code map and find out where that is. I know in Centennial Hills we had a nice little boost up here as well. I think 89149 and 89166 is where I'm at. Mm-hmm. So
well, you're beside 89030, right?
89.
And that's North Las Vegas and up in that area.
89030. What is that? 89130?
No, 89030.
I don't know where that zip code is. I think that's maybe east.
A little east of where you are.
Yeah, like
their prices increased 24.6%. So that was huge. And the top 3 zip codes for median sales prices were 89138, and that was
that's Summerlin.
Summerlin. The median price there was $465,000. And then 89135, which again is Summerlin, $420,000.
Yes.
And then 89052, which is Henderson, was $370,000. So I thought those were some interesting stats to tell everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. The West Side wins again.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a little flux going on right now in the market. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we end up in the first quarter.
Right. It's just a random, interesting observation. I don't know why. I don't know if there's a mystical thing that happens geographically, but everything west in like the cities that I've lived in, LA, Southern California, everything west is always really nice. And then everything east always ends up being not as paid attention to. I wonder why it is. I don't know if you know or if you ever heard of that, but I'm just curious.
You're talking east, like Sunrise Mountain area?
Yeah, well, like east, like geographic, like here in Vegas. I mean, the west side is much newer, much more developed. I mean, it's the higher end part of town. And then if you go east Las Vegas, I mean, it's the older part of town, not as developed and not as redeveloped either. Right. Yes. And same thing happened in LA. East LA is much different than West LA. Mm-hmm. So and Orange County, same thing. West Orange County, obviously closer to the beach, is way better than inland East Orange County, which is the less developed area. So I don't know why that is. It's just an observation. Yeah, and I'm wondering if you ever thought about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, selling real estate, most people that move here, they like Henderson, the Southeast, and they like, Centennial Hills area, and they like Summerlin. And I'm not sure why. Right. It's a good thing maybe that's something I should look up on the multiple listing service and check out how many listings, what the different listing numbers are, because I haven't really done that. That's a good idea. I think I'll do that. Yeah, maybe report on that next week.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we were supposed to have, moving right along here, we were supposed to have a guest this morning, and she couldn't make it. So we're going to wing it a little bit on our class we had yesterday with Pinky. Pinky Knows Naples. She was our star, and she did 2 classes. She did a video class, and here's Pinky. Everybody knows Pinky. Got my notes up there. I was writing notes while she was speaking. But anyway, she did the video class, and then she did an Instagram class.
Okay.
And everybody just loved both of them. She went deep into video and showed people how to do a video. She gave everybody, it was really fun. She gave everybody her, she did some research on Vegas. Right. And of course, it takes 288 years to sleep in every hotel room, in Las Vegas. And tips like that. And there's 60,000 pounds of shrimp that we consume every day in Vegas. So little tips like that. And so she gave everybody a tip sheet, and then everybody went outside or in the lobby. There's a huge lobby there in the North American Title building. And everybody had to do a video, and then, just a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then come back in. And then we went and took the videos that we did on our phone. We didn't go live. These were just videos.
Sure,
and then
sure.
we used an app called InShot. And InShot's a great app. I love InShot for editing. It's easy to use. And she showed step by step all the nuances, because and I say that because that's the problem when people go to use a new app. They don't understand how to use all the tools.
Sure.
And so she showed us, well, this tool, here's all the things that you can do with the different tools. And that was really informative, and everybody just learned a lot. And then, of course, if you didn't get it, we helped everybody. Some people have Androids. Androids are different, than iPhones.
Yes,
iPhones are a little bit more video friendly. But anyway, and some of the people in the class said they're going to go get iPhones and not do Androids anymore when they saw the differences and how easy it is to do this, because you got to do video if you're in real estate.
Definitely do that.
Absolutely, you have to do video in real estate. So that was exciting to see everybody learn and participate. Nobody said, "Oh, I'm not going to do this." Everybody was right in there.
Sure.
And
Fantastic.
Learning how to add music and why you can't add your iTunes music because you'll get flagged,
Right.
And if you're using that video in an ad, then your ad won't, your dollars won't get out there to get you.
Exactly. If you use copyrighted music not approved for commercial distribution, Facebook will actually mute your video.
Yes, they will.
So,
and that's happened to a couple people in the class, actually.
Yes.
And but this app InShot has music, and the music is music that you can use. So it's really fun, and you can put an intro music, and then you can, if you're speaking, you can actually, it has a microphone if you want to do a voiceover on the video versus let the video speak. It's very versatile and so easy to use. It's come a long way because I used it a long time ago and I liked it, but now it's even better. And you can add photos. You can, if you just have photos of a house, for instance, you can like do a little intro, which you should have. Every video should have a little intro, should be like 2 seconds, 3 seconds long though, because people's attention spans, as we know, aren't as long as they used to be. So you have this short intro, and then you can just pull pictures from your phone, and let's say it's a new listing or an interesting home that you saw, or just you want to use this home to get a advertising video out created. So you can just pull the pictures right up and it makes a video.
Oh, wow.
Like a video slideshow, and you can have music and you can do voiceover and say, hey, I just went to this beautiful new home subdivision and look at these beautiful models and so on and so forth. So that was really, really fun to see everybody do it. And then you have to have an outro, of course, short and sweet. But again, so, you can make a nice 1 minute video for an ad using this app, and it's so easy. And it just made me think that I'm going to add it to my class next week. We're having our social media class next week. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 10 to 2 at North American Title. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we will be at Nova Home Loans. Okay. So anyway, we're going to integrate the InShot, how to use the app into the class, because when we teach people how to do ads, we provide videos for them, but this is something that they can do and personalize it. So I was so excited about that. Plus, everybody needs to start doing Instagram stories and Facebook stories and repurpose some of these videos for LinkedIn as well. Sure.
Did she, I'm curious, did she talk about how she gets her kind of inspiration and ideas on what videos to put out and how to do it? Because she's really good at that. Like one thing that I've noticed about Pinky is like she was really good at it. Is it just purposeful? Does she spend time thinking about it, or does it come to her? Did she go over any of that at all?
Well, I think I mentioned last week that Pinky worked for Fox. news. Yeah. And they always gave her the, cause she was the low man on the totem pole, so to speak.
Okay.
Low person.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
so she had to go do, the videos that weren't so much fun, like people that had complaints or things like that. So she learned to be creative when she was in the broadcasting business.
Sure.
So she, of course, and she has a degree in journalism. So those two things together make her very creative.
Exactly. Perfect.
And one of the things that she says, don't take a video until you have what you're going to say down pat, so that you can just breeze through it, but it can be natural. It has to be you and your ideas. And that makes it authentic and natural. And people are drawn to that, of course. Right. Sure. So she thinks about things, like she had the list of tips for everybody. She already had something that they could talk about. Sure.
It just takes some pre-planning. And I think that's the point, right? Is to your point, your calendar system this year, Ruth, is just, pre-plan, some ideas so that you're not trying to wing things on the fly. All right. And make a video that doesn't hit home with a lot of clients or a lot of your potential prospects. So.
And these videos that people do, the agents do, need to be constructed for the platform that you're on. Mm-hmm. If you understand that the person who's on Instagram consuming content and watching videos is not the same person that's on LinkedIn.
Right.
Now, let me rephrase that a little bit. It may be the same person, but they're on those platforms for different reasons.
For way different reasons, right.
So if I'm going to do something on Instagram, I would use my little Rocky video pet talking app and say, here's the tip of the day, which would be short and sweet, 15 seconds, and put it out there. And so the people that are looking at Instagram are looking for entertainment, and they like that. They're going to learn something, but they like the fact that there's something entertaining giving them that tip or that fact. Then when you go to LinkedIn, I wouldn't use Rocky there. I would use something more serious. It would be me talking about real estate or social media, whatever my subject matter is going to be, in a more factual, less entertaining, more educating, and engaging. So, because you want people to engage with you on LinkedIn and use you for real estate, and Instagram is more a branding tool, getting you out there and letting people know that you're there and recognize you. Then you have Facebook, where there's more users than any of the platforms at this point. And you can do the ads, you can do the boosting, you've got your personal page, you have your business page, and you can be a little bit more creative on Facebook because you have a diverse audience there.
Sure. No, absolutely. It's, if I use some analogies here, LinkedIn is like going to like a business conference, right? You're going there. You dress up a little bit nicer. You're talking more specifically, more professionally about your industry, right? Instagram is like going to a club, right? You kind of dress up to impress a little bit, but you're there to have fun. You're there to let loose. And then Facebook is like going to a house party, right? Kind of anything goes. Like it's a little bit more relaxed. You can talk about other stuff like your personal life and stuff like that. But I mean that's how you kind of treat these different platforms, because people are there. You wouldn't dress up in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, and maybe some people do, but and go to a business conference and expect people to pay attention to you or view you as an expert in your industry, right?
You might get negative attention.
Exactly right. So depending on it, the millennial internet generation has changed some of it a little bit. Some people have kind of stretched the limits on what they want to do, and that may be an attention grabber. But for just normal social norms, you want to address each platform appropriately so that it captures the state of mind in which the viewers is in right now when they're looking at those platforms.
And I was listening to Gary Vee this week. He was doing a conference. He was actually here in Vegas, and he was addressing the social media requirements that people need to just wrap their heads around. And he was saying, like, this wasn't here 15 years ago.
Right.
And what's going to happen with technology in the next 15 years is just going to blow everybody's mind, especially they're going to be left behind if they're not using LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, if they're not using the social media platforms and getting themselves recognized, they have to believe that in the next 10, 15 years, life is going to change drastically because of technology.
Absolutely.
So if you're not branding yourself, if you're not out there, you're going to be left behind. I mean, who would have thought that a parent who was afraid, who would tell their children, you know, don't ever get into a stranger's car. Right. Now they want the child to get into the Uber because it's safer.
Exactly right.
So
they're buying gift cards, and
technology has changed that one fact. I mean, now we're watching, you know, net TV instead of watching networks. So
exactly right.
So many things have changed in the past 15 years. And in the next 15 years, this is going to be nothing more than a pager because of all the other things that are going to happen, whether we're going to have cameras in our eyes or, you know, wearing them on our
contacts,
person.
Or whatever. Exactly.
So I think everybody needs to.
Or a personal drone following us everywhere so we can create live action videos everywhere.
So I think that people just have got to get off that train and on the plane with technology. And I love it when people come to my social media class, because by the end of the class, they get it. They realize it. They realize how to do it, and they are not afraid of it. And they understand the different platforms and the different nuances. And they go out there and they actually dedicate themselves to no more print. I had a couple come in this past week, and they are now doing Facebook ads for listings and for, of course, people coming from California, and they're targeting Los Angeles, and they are getting leads, and they are getting leads that are converting to business.
Absolutely. That's where the audience is. I mean,
it is.
And no one's breaking out the Las Vegas real estate magazine when they're coming into town as much anymore. Right?
It was interesting. I was honored for Tycord titled to invite me to dinner the other night along with Aaron Taylor and Bart. And we had a very interesting discussion about the stats. And I'm going to have one of the Tycord gals on our show. Her name's Charlie. In the next couple of weeks, because she has really gone deep into the stats for Vegas and how many people are coming here from California and from what areas. So she's got all that interesting information. I know that last year, 1,300 people moved here from California or turned in their driver's licenses to the DMV. 4,000 people moved here, 1,300 of them per month were from California. And I heard some numbers thrown around at dinner that it could be around 3,000 to 4,000 this year.
Wow.
I mean, that blew me away. And I thought, oh my gosh, everybody that's taking my class and doing the lead gen, like we teach them, I don't want to tell too much, but they will be blown away with the numbers, because I'm getting leads now because I always practice what I preach. I always make sure that, you know, when I get up there and tell people, you know, you can get a lead for $3, that they can really get a lead for $3 that will convert. And so my leads, because I've been doing this so long, I think I'm probably getting them for under $3. And some of it was interesting because one of their ads they had a lot of text on it, which we teach in class. You don't want to have text on your pictures or your video thumbnail. And they didn't remember that. So that ad performed the least and cost the most per lead. So it's interesting because Kane and I were helping them critique what they had done. And we told them, change out those pictures and change out that thumbnail. So I'm interested to talk to them next week and see how that changed their conversion or their price per lead.
Price per lead.
It's just exciting. I mean, the fact that, people have just stopped sending out postcards. They've stopped, all that print advertising. And when you turn it into Facebook and you target properly, you get so much better results.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you can track them. That's the key. You can track how many actually people see. You can't track how many people actually look at your postcard or just toss it in the mail and do all that stuff. So
I think the other cool thing that Pinky brought up yesterday, which, I had read this, but I didn't follow up with it, but she did. And LinkedIn is now going to allow you to go live.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they're becoming, they're becoming Facebook for a different
for the
audience.
business community, right? Yeah. For more the educational professional industry. So really interesting observation here that just popped in my mind too. And the connection I just made right now, really when you're talking about, changes and industries being disrupted, I think about DirecTV and how they changed the landscape of how people viewed live TV, because they were the first company to come out with a digital video recording box, right? Where you literally can record your TV program, right? So that you can fast forward all the commercials, right? Really, that was the gateway that allowed people to get over the fact that they didn't need to see things live anymore. And it was actually better to run their own time when they wanted it. And that's why Netflix came about, and you could binge watch your entire season of, The Walking Dead, or, what was that one big show with Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad, right? All these huge shows that people wanted to, they couldn't just watch one, because the television shows did such a great job of like building suspense for the next show that you wanted to watch more. And really, DirecTV was the gateway. And I look back at them, I'm like, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. They could have saw the demographic study of what people were doing with their recording services and realized that, wait a minute, people don't want to necessarily watch live TV anymore. They would rather record everything and watch everything on their own time. And they could have been the first streaming service out there. Right.
Yeah, but they didn't.
All right. But they didn't. We all know history. Netflix came out. Yeah. What's crazy about Netflix is the management there was fantastic. And that's why we always need to change and, refocus, have much more of a growth kind of level of thinking, is that they started out as a physical DVD service that you subscribed and got home, like a Blockbuster. They were trying to disrupt Blockbuster, right? And what they didn't realize is what they saw was like people wanted to stream now. I mean, they don't want physical DVDs anymore. They don't want 6 different devices at home. They want everything on one device that they can get all their entertainment from. And here we are today, Netflix, Blockbuster gone.
Right.
Right. All the networks and the regular distribution cable companies are trying to scramble right now, right? Even though they're still more profitable than possibly Netflix, Amazon, all those guys right now, but they know that the end is nearing for them for live TV, right? And paying millions of dollars for content distribution that people would rather go to Netflix or Hulu and whatever to get. So interesting.
And of course, that falls in line with the advertising that's on the networks. And when they start pulling away and going to the social media platforms, and they're doing it, a lot are already doing it, the networks are going to go away.
Right. I've actually noticed, I don't know if you notice on your Facebook feed now, I'm seeing a lot bigger companies coming on doing sponsorship ads. Where is it? Car dealerships are right on the bandwagon right now. I've been looking at potentially buying a new car, and so my Facebook feed is full of car ads right now. So they're doing good. That industry doing a great job of getting on the bandwagon here.
Retargeting.
Right, retargeting. And I'm obviously everywhere, right? I'm on Google and I see a banner ad for cars. But there was another company I forgot. So I was like, kind of the first time, like, wow, okay, this is like, how when you see something, you're like, this is a turning point right here. Like when this, and I forgot what ad it was, but it was for an industry that was the first time I saw it. But it made me realize, like, this is it. Yeah, right? Like they're starting to really see this happening here. And the point of me bringing this up is what we've been telling people all the time is once all the big guys start coming in, prices will start to move up.
Yes.
Right. And hopefully Facebook will keep, and even Instagram, because Facebook owns it, will keep what they inherently have as their fundamental philosophy is to keep the engagement and the experience for the user good. And so the reason why I bring that up is if you've been doing it a long time, you've mastered how to build content that's contextual, that is relevant to your audience, right? Your ads will continue to probably perform better than these big guys, because what these big guys are going to do is what they've always done for 50 years, hundreds of years. The first wave of their advertisement is going to be this, hey, look at me, I'm the greatest thing in the world and you should come buy from us, right? That type of ad is going to start appearing, and it works, but it's not the most effective. And it'll take them time to start transitioning on how to build and get, optimization, but they'll do it fast because they got a lot of money.
Of course.
Right? And so the whole point, what Ruth and I were talking about, is like, get started today, learn. Yes. The more ads you put up, the more learning you can do, the more data that you can start collecting, so that you can become more effective in creating more engaging ads and contextual ads that actually lead to conversion. So I'm off my soapbox now.
That's no, that's good. I've got up there our class so that everybody who needs a refresher, I know some people are coming back that took it last time. Mm-hmm. They want to take the Facebook portion, which is fine. Just come back and do that. Sure. No problem. We have it pretty much down to where LinkedIn is mainly the first day, and that'll be Wednesday. And then we start Facebook on Thursday, and it flows over, of course, to Friday. And then the video, learning how to use InShot. We're going to add that. And then the following Thursdays of the month, from 1 to 3, we have the review class. So if you want to build an ad and you don't exactly remember how we did it in class, come to the review class, and John Matzes will go through how to do it as many times as you need him to. And other things that we teach, he will be there to assist you as well. And at 1 to 3, just pop in. It's nice if you let us know, but so far, we've been able to handle it at 8400 West Sahara in in our big conference room. So be there next week, learn all these different platforms, and just start. You just have to start today. Don't put it off anymore.
Right.
I mean, make it as easy as can be, because we give you a strategy, with how to use these. It's not just how to use them. You can YouTube how to use anything. Just about. But we teach you a really unique strategy. We're in a very unique city. We've got tons of videos and information that we can put out there to attract an audience, which is what you need to do to stay relevant. And you need to get their attention. And that's what we teach people how to do, and how to get leads that will convert, because we're targeting and we're getting people that want to buy real estate in Las Vegas or want to sell real estate in Las Vegas.
Right. I just thought about a possible add-on to your class, Ruth, down the road. And I think what you can want to do is maybe, for the level 2 type of classes, where people have gone through this and they're ready to create their first ad, and they do their ad, is do have like a review of your ad class, right? Like how to optimize actually your ad, and then bring your ad in there, and then in a class discussion in front of everybody, talk about how it can be more effective. So
it's interesting that you say that, because I think John Matzes wanted to have his review classes be that. And when he said that, I was thinking, well, I think we probably should have a class about that once a month.
There you go.
As opposed to an open review. So, I think that's like the 3rd time I've heard that. So I think I should probably do it.
There you go. The evolution of your products and services, right?
Yeah, and I'm so excited about our building.
Right.
We're going to have the training center. We're going to have the podcasting studio. We're going to have the video studio. We're going to have classes continually going on, and in our own building, in our own setting. It's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm just.
When is the construction all going to be done?
Well, we don't know yet, but.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I would suspect.
You're starting.
I would suspect summer, right? September. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We're working on that now, so it's very exciting, and I met with Sean from Realty One yesterday. He came in, he wanted us to make some changes to his website. And it was so good to see you, Sean. And if you're not watching, I will let you know that we mentioned your name. Sean Balacero, he's an awesome guy and has been with us for years. And now he's making some additions to his website and some additions to his marketing. And I love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. We've been going on here 45 minutes today. Yeah, I want to thank Pinky this week. She was awesome. And I want to thank everybody that came to the class yesterday. I think everybody learned something, which is awesome. And come to our class March 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you can just, if you can go on agentformula.com, or you can just call Siri at 990-0480 and she'll get you signed up. And we've got a lot of signups. So fantastic. That's exciting. The more people that are in the class, it's actually a better class because of the interaction and people's questions. And people, I think, learn more when we have more people there. Of course, it's a 50-50. If there's not a lot of people there, then we can go a little deeper sometimes.
Right,
so
exactly.
It all works out.
It all works out. So March 6th, 7th, and 8th, right? North American time. All right. Yeah. All right. Anything else for today, Ruth?
That's it for me today. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got the market watch to get out there. I had people say, well, we didn't have a market watch in February, and you're right. And I have it almost ready to go. So everybody will get it today or tomorrow, and it'll go out in the email. A lot of things going on in our market. So it'll be an interesting market watch.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, have a great week, everybody. See everybody next Saturday again.
All right. And Michelle popped on here. I want to just land the plane, Ruth, but I wanted to tell everybody that Michelle has written a book, and we're going to have her on a show soon. Michelle Balacero from Boca, and she's written a book. So we're going to have her on, and we're going to and talk about her book. So that'll be fun. She's a real estate agent extraordinaire in Boca Raton, Florida. So that'll be a lot of fun.
And executing what we're talking about.
Yes, exactly. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. I think the sun's coming out and the rain's going out. And yeah. Fantastic. So it's golfing weather.
All right.
Bye, everybody.